corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag and Underdog Fantasy. BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball to NHL and UFC, BetOnline is the number one sports betting source for the new year. From touchdowns to three-pointers and hat tricks, BetOnline has you covered on every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Want to make some quick cash during the rest of the NFL playoffs? There's still time to embrace your inner underdog. Over the last 4 weeks, we have given 15 selections and have cashed on 13 of them, predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the conference championship and beyond. So if you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, that's one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It's conference championship weekend, so let's continue to keep the good vibes in 2025. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cash and Props with Dunn and Dash. I'm Marcus Dash, and obviously, you guys know JD is setting up for the 10 keys to victory. And, most of you guys know I wasn't here on the episode on Wednesday. I've never missed an episode before, but the flu really got me down this week, guys. I'm healing up at the right time, right for this game on Sunday. I'm on the mend. I just had some tea, getting the voice ready and get it back to 100%. But we're getting there. We're ready for the game on Sunday. I gotta say, I've seen so many comments have come through our channel since when JD and Marcus, who did a great job filling in as a co-host on Wednesday. Marcus Thomas, JD's former teammate in Philadelphia. Pro Fan Talk. If you guys didn't go check JD's episode out on Pro Fan Talk's show last night, definitely go get a chance to look at that. But I thought that episode when they talked about Cam Newton's comments on the Chiefs and the officiating and all that nonsense, I've seen so many comments come on our channel just talking about that, and just like people regurgitating the nonsense, this tinfoil hat conspiracy theory stuff. It's like, I don't understand. I get the conspiracy theories that happen, the flat earther types. I don't get it, but that's out there. But now we're talking about conspiracy theories on the NFL conspiring to have one of the smallest market teams in the NFL contend for a three-peat. I mean, NFL owners are the ones that kind of tell you what's going to happen. They dictate what goes on here. 31 owners have to kind of go with that. And you're saying 31 other owners conspired with Goodell to make sure the Chiefs are going to go on this three-peat, and the referees are going to make sure they get in to the Super Bowl every year. I mean, the whole thing's just so hard to believe. It's so stupid. I don't know. My thing is, I'm still very sick. Hearts and roses. Yeah, I still am. I'm still recovering. I'm not as bad anymore. Fever's gone. Chills are gone. Just the throat's just not all the way back yet. But I gotta say, like, when did the Alex Jones type conversations, like the crazy Alex Jones tinfoil talk stuff, when did that become part of our sports culture and the discourse that goes on within it? I think it's crazy. Because, sure, there was a channel for that. You could go to InfoWars and watch that crap. But now we're talking about this crazy stuff now in the NFL. I mean, come on. Save your tinfoil hats and all that crazy stuff for your other avenues, other channels. But sports, there's no conspiracy theories going on here. None of that. I'm seeing Barbershop. It's ridiculous, Marcus, all these excuses that people are making. Yeah, it's crazy. And I get some guys, some of these sports, these hot take kings, they want to get clicks from it. I get it. I get they want to get more views on their channels. They want to get more subs. They just want to get more eyes and clicks. I get it. But for some people to go on around and just like actually believe this shit, it's crazy. It's too much. And I hope JD addresses some of that in his 10 keys to victory. I don't know where he's going to go with it. I know he goes to a different route every week, but I hope he does address that somewhat tonight. But yeah, I'm seeing some of the people in the chat tonight. We got Hannah. What's going on, Hannah? We're getting closer to the big game. Positive vibes. Oh yeah, always positive vibes here. That's how we do here. Kevin Mars, evening all. What's up, buddy? Delia Salguero. Good evening, everyone. We are ready for the Bills. Let's go, Chiefs. Atta baby. Atta baby. Greg Rose. Howdy, folks. What's up, Greg? Kevin Mars. Hope you're feeling better, Marcus. I'm on the mend, buddy. I'm on the mend, bud. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing better than I was 2 days ago. I'll tell you guys, for the day of the show, I tried all day to get ready for the show. About 5 o'clock comes. I'm like, I can't do the show tonight. And JD goes, I'll hold down the fort. I was like, okay. I'll produce from behind the scenes. I passed out pretty much during the show. I have the laptop in my chest. And I'm just like passed out. That's why, if you guys have noticed, that the comments weren't going on the main screen. I passed out during it, and I woke up. My girlfriend woke me up just to let me know, hey, I think they're about to end. You need to end the broadcast. So I did that. But yeah, I couldn't look at the screen. I had to make sure all brightness was off all the way down. Yeah, I had a giant headache. Everything, the whole works. Everything was going on. Greg Rose, I got my tinfoil cowboy hat on. There you go, Greg. There you go. But as long as you don't think that the NFL is conspiring for the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl every year, I think your tinfoil hat's good as it's all right. It's good in my book, buddy. The barbershop. Now Mahomes is the face of flopping. I see players flop every week. And that's the thing, too. There's flopping going on everywhere. Punters do it. Kickers do it. They've been doing it since the dawn of time. Josh Allen does it almost every week. Hey, I get it. Flopping, it happens in the NBA. I mean, too much for my liking, but it happens. And some players are going to get the calls. Some players are not going to get the calls. That's being a superstar. Some superstars will get those calls. Okay? I mean, when we had Matt Castle, I'm sure flopped. We didn't notice because they didn't call any fouls on that or flags on that because they didn't care. But Matt Castle wasn't going to get the same calls that Tom Brady was getting. That's how it works. Sorry. And Mahomes sees that. Mahomes knows that. Josh Allen knows that. That's why they do it, because they know they're going to get the calls. Mike Brennan, the small market is the most curious part of the conspiracy. It's not like when the NBA had the refs throw the Western Conference Finals game, Sacramento versus LA. LA is a massive market. Exactly. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. That's why it's like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason for them to prop up Kansas City. No reason. No reason. And guys, this is before Taylor Swift existed. The Chiefs were living in the AFC Championship game. So it's nothing to do with Taylor Swift. So if that's the route they want to go with it, sure, they can change that up in 2024. Sure, 2025 they can change that up. But the Chiefs being relevant and getting calls, it stems way before the Taylor Swift effect. So Hearts and Roses, yep. Yep, barbershop. It is crazy. It is crazy. And the thing is, I don't know when it's going to end, because we continue to win on merit. When we get to the Super Bowl, people are going to say, oh, it's the refs get the Chiefs in there again. But nonetheless, it's not affecting the ratings because the ratings are as high as they've ever been. Yeah, the team that everyone loves to hate, they said, and that's the thing too. The Patriots, maybe social media, the Twitter age didn't really exist back then, so you probably would have heard more of it. But the Patriots were actually cheating. Spygate was actually a thing. Deflategate was actually a thing. Okay, so like people want to say, oh yeah, the Chiefs are the modern day Patriots. From the standpoint of winning, sure, I'll give you that. But from the totality, I mean, come on. The Patriots are born from conspiracy theories. The Tuck rule was a whole conspiracy thing going on. Raiders still talk about today. Raiders fans still talk about that today. And the irony behind that whole thing is that same guy they complain about, who was behind the whole Tuck rule thing, is the guy they're hoping saves their franchise by being their owner now in Tom Brady. So, I find that whole thing funny. But, yeah, I mean, to talk about the Patriots and the Chiefs, yes, both dynasties, they both won a lot. But the fact that one team has kind of stayed away from any kind of investigations or whatnot, any Spygate type things, we haven't done any of that. The only thing that's going on is people's minds say, oh, look at these timely calls the Chiefs get. Come on, give me a break. I'm tired of it. I feel better after watching Charles Menahu's interview with Mitch Holthus. Chiefs have this. Ginger Girl, I saw the same thing. Yeah. Like JD said weeks back before Menahu got elevated and activated, he talked to him. He said he saw in his eyes that he was ready to get in there and ready to go back and do his thing. And since he's come back, he's brought a whole new level to this Chiefs defensive line. A whole new level. Arts and Roses. Oh, hey, sounds like Spags is sticking around, huh? Yep. It's amazing. It's amazing. I got to say, even during the Patriots dynasties, Romeo Crennel, Charlie Weiss, all those guys were picked and poached, all of them. But for some reason, the Chiefs, Spags has not been poached. Eric Bieniemy, he could get a head coaching job anywhere. Nagy was the only one. Nagy and Doug Pearson were the only ones who were poached, right? Doug goes to Philly, then he goes to Jacksonville. Nagy goes to Chicago, comes back to Kansas City. Bieniemy sticks around, and then goes elsewhere, trying to get him, stay away from the whole, Andy Reid cycle thing. Maybe that would help him. That didn't, he didn't get a head coaching job, but Matt Nagy and Doug Pearson were the last of those two guys to get poached as being a head coach. But we're lucky, man. We're lucky to have Spags and Nagy and sticking around. That's also good too. Although there were some Chief fans who wanted him to go elsewhere, but I'll be happy bringing our whole staff back. Jeremy Good, Marcus. Okay, hold on. Marcus, sell out to beat the run. The receivers can't beat our secondary. True or false? I'm not really buying their receivers anyway. I don't think they're buying their own receivers, hence why they only throw their tight ends and their slot receivers. Amari Cooper's got like 2 targets over the last two or 3 weeks. So, they're outside guys. They're not even by themselves. Keon Coleman, Matt Collins with 1 catch last week. They're not even buying their own guys. So, yeah, I would say sell out to beat the run. I think you have to have a spy on Josh Allen. I think that needs to be done. But yeah, I trust Spags' game plan. The one thing I'll say when we get into it tonight is the fact that our team, yes, they've beaten us in the regular season, but we've beaten them in the playoffs. So going into the playoffs, we know we could beat them, right? That's not even a lingering issue over our head. But for them, that's a mental hurdle for them. They know they've beaten us in the regular season. The regular season has never panned out to meaning beating us in the postseason. And that's something that they have to battle with and deal with when they get in, when the going gets tough when it comes to Sunday. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out for them. But yeah, guys, if you're just joining us, JD is setting up for Keys to Victory right now in the backstage area. So bear with us while JD sets up for the 10 keys to victory for this game tonight or Sunday. Chiefs again, I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous too. I think we're going to win, but I'm nervous too. I think it's natural for all us Chief fans and sport fans in general, whether you're an Eagles fan, Bills fan, Commanders fan, Chiefs fan. It's natural and it's normal to feel nervous going into an AFC Championship game. That's the thing. Even though we have Mahomes, these games don't get less nerve-wracking for me, right? Obviously, we never got to the stakes of playing the AFC Championship game before Mahomes, or at least in the last 20 years or so. But, it's still, these games, it doesn't make it less nerve-wracking. Like last week, I was nervous as heck, but I thought we were going to win. Still nervous as hell going to play in the divisional game. even with having number 15 back there. Ginger Girl, Spags we trust, 100%. 100%. Susan, there she is, the queen of Chief concerns. Susan Dunn, JD's wife. JD, like I said, JD is getting ready in the backstage right now. All right, Mike Brennan. The defense Spags used versus Buffalo was extremely vanilla. Can't wait to see what they draw up for this game. No, 100%. And also too, like that was a very weird game. We didn't have all of our pieces. We didn't have Charles Omenihu. I mean, it's gonna be a different game. Omenihu changes a lot of things that we do for us. And Omenihu was a big factor for us when we played them last year in the divisional game. Yeah, I don't remember what his stats were. Let me see what his stats were in that divisional game, because he was on a tear up until the Baltimore game where he got hurt and left. Oh no, he didn't. Okay, it was the Baltimore game where he had a sack in the forced fumble, and then he got hurt in that game. Okay, he just had a tackle in that game, but still having that guy in your lineup, pretty good. Okay, Marcus. Okay, Barbershop. Marcus, how do you feel about Troy Aikman and the bias he displayed during that game? Honestly, it reminded me, I'm sure everyone else will kind of feel the same way here. It reminded me of Chris Collinsworth probably to a more extent with this. I don't think Collinsworth had any malice behind what he was doing in that week 1 game, calling out Jawan Taylor's alignment, his false starts. I think there's a little bit more ill intent with the Troy Aikman, the way he sounded. He just sounded like a Bills fan calling the game, like a pissed off Bills fan. That's what it seemed like. But it was very like Chris Collinsworthy, but with more malice and more ill intent behind it. It seemed like he made it a point to do what he did, so officiating in the NFL can kind of get on us this week. And we'll know how the officiating is in this game. We'll see how many flags are thrown, how much laundry we see on the field. We're going to see all that on Sunday, see if it did have an effect. It shouldn't. Officials should not, have a preconceived notion on things before going into games, but it's natural. We're human. We all have that. Even officials. I know they say they don't do that, but come on. It's like, I was a journalist, right? I have my own biases. When I was doing interviews on certain stuff, be it politically or not politically, I had my own opinion on stuff. But yes, as a journalist, it's supposed to be right down the middle, right? But we all have our preconceived thing. I mean, come on. That's why we are where we are right now in the world, There's one news network that's a news network for one side, another news network, a news network for the other side. So it's like, it's what it is, the way of the world. And I don't think referees are innocent of that at all. So at least for the most part. Yeah. No, Susan is getting ready to cut the music. Yep. She's ready to get in there. Drew Bruchet, what's up, buddy? Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you, my man. Yes, Jalen Watson does change a ton as well. There you go. Another guy. It's going to be a totally different game. If anyone wants to use that Buffalo Bills game, and also, too, I think the biggest factor of all, the game's not in Buffalo this time. It's in Kansas City. So, Kansas City, during the playoffs, I think Josh Allen knows so no gimmies, no gimme wins. Obviously, he's never won in Kansas City during the playoffs. Chiefs again. Will Rice play if we've – no, Rice isn't coming back. I don't know where – I've seen a lot of people saying this. Rice is not coming back this year. We'll see Rice again in the fall of 2025 or in the summertime during the OTAs and whatnot. But we won't see Rice in the Super Bowl. That's the pipe dream. And I don't know where people – I've seen a lot of people be tweeting that. I don't know where that's coming from. Mike Brennan, Aikman sounded like a quarterback that had his career end early because of all the hits he took and is a little jealous now. Yeah, that could be – yeah, some sour grapes definitely plays a part in it. I mean, he does have a history with Mahomes being, what was that tweet he had a couple years back about Mahomes not catching up to him in his wins or touchdowns. So there's a little bit of that as well. So, and he gets a lot of flack from Chief fans. So him being able to pile it on Chiefs Kingdom, I'm sure he didn't mind doing that at all. Ginger Girl, let the flags fly. Yeah, I can see let the flags fly. I can see them also. We'll see we'll see if the flags are going. We'll also see if they're not throwing flags on and let the game play out. Because you saw that in the Baltimore-Buffalo game. They kind of let the game go for the most part. There was not a lot of flags thrown in that game. So, Hannah, I have no respect for Troy Aikman. I always expected the announcers calling the game would not show so much bias. Yeah, it was a little bit in your face, that one. Like, come on. Like, I'm not at a Buffalo bar or a Houston bar. I don't need to be hearing that. It sounded like I was at a Houston Texans bar listening to that. The come-ons, you only say come on if you have a rooting interest in the game. I thought the whole thing was weird. But, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Greg Rose. Sorry, guys. I'm going to get some water. Throat's a little dry. All right. Will our wide receivers get in on this game? Yeah. I mean, I hope so. You saw what Mahomes said this week, that they're going to, let the guys, they're going to target the guys a little bit much. They're going to target the guys a little bit this week. And if Mahomes is saying that, I think you'll see Hopkins get some targets, more so than one last week. You'll see Hollywood Brown get involved. And I think that's what we need to see this week. And I think Mahomes saying that, I think that tells you what the game plan is. They're going to try to get the ball into our game, the ball into our playmakers' hands. And Hollywood Brown and D-Hop have to be involved in the game plan. Because that's the thing. If you want Kelsey to eat in the middle of the field like he's going to, you kind of have to show targets. You got to give targets to the other guys on the outside, open up things a little bit in the middle. Although I think Kelsey's going to dominate. I think Kelsey's going to dominate big time this week. With Taylor Rapp being out for this game, oh, yeah. I think I sound like Macho Man tonight. That's what I sound like. Buckman and Aikman make my blood boil. Charles, yeah. I was a big Buck and Aikman fan when they were on Fox back in the day. But since they've gone over to ESPN, I don't know, they've changed their tune a little bit. I don't know, man. I think they have. I don't know. They're operating a little more uppity now they're on ESPN. I don't know. I think Monday Night Football gives them a little bit more of an allure. So maybe they feel like they're on like cloud nine. No one can touch them. I don't know. That's why I feel. But I could see that why you're saying that, Charles. Kevin Mars, it definitely was a little too much. Yeah, no, it was. The come on, man. I mean, you always say come on, man, if you're a fan of that team. That's what I'm doing by my TV sets. Come on. Not the announcer. It's crazy. Charles Driver. Marcus, you don't sound too good, brother. I'm hanging in there, man. My throat's done. I can barely feel my throat. But I'm feeling better, 100%. But yeah, it's all scratchiness, all the stuff I've been going through the last few days with this flu. But I feel a lot better than I sound. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. But I appreciate the concern. Love you guys. Clutch. It sounded like Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. Macho Man, Randy Savage, Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, you name it. And I would love to see DeAndre Hopkins get to the Super Bowl and win. Yeah, I would love that too. All right, guys. JD is in the backstage getting ready. I think he's almost ready, so bear with us a little bit longer. JD is almost ready, and we will okay, he is ready. All right, guys. We're going to go to the favorite, most anticipated segment of each and every week that we've started this season is the Dungeon, where JD goes over the 10 keys to victory offensively and defensively. So I'm going to send it to JD in the Dungeon. Hope everybody enjoys the Dungeon, and we will see you on the other side.
Well, hope everybody's doing well tonight. Okay. Backstage is, I'm able to hear a little bit of the conversation of the things that go on in the chat and how people feel. And what they're talking about and some of the concerns. And this is chief concerns. We understand that. I heard a little bit of some nervousness going on. And I'm hoping that people's knees are not shaking. Because this is a time that we need to have a backbone. See, we've been up against this before. We was up against something like this last year. And people still had doubts about who we were going to be and what was going to become of the Chiefs and how they're going to pull it off and how they're going to get a win. You know, a little bit before, the show started, I actually got my my daughter's boyfriend told me, said, "Hey, my pops wanted me to tell you something." I said, "Okay." And I'm thinking it's going to be, "Hi, how you doing? How's everything going?" He's a Steelers fan. And he said, "Y'all not going to win that 3P." I was like, oh, man. It hit me right here in my heart. I was like, wow. But you know what? The Steelers in Cancun, they having a good time like everybody else. Not a good time. Probably not where they want to be, but they can't help it. The champs are here. We bring in the old Buffalo Billies to Kansas City, to Arrowhead old GEHJ Stadium. And I hope you noticed one thing about me tonight. I wasn't going to play any music. I didn't want to create any type of fluff. But I had to go back in my closet, deep back in my closet, and get my fatigue out. I had to get my warrior hat out, okay? Representative, that we going to war. This is a battle. This is what this thing's going to be. So make no mistake about it. We're not looking for shaky knees. We're not looking for soft backs. See, because in this game, only the strong survive. This is what this thing is about. So I want everybody to understand, okay? These guys have been forged in this fire from the start of training camp, trying to get this thing done. Ever since they won it last year, they went straight back to work. They took a little time off. They did. But what's in their sights, what was right here in their heart, all they thought about was getting another one. That's what they thought. That's what they believed. And so what they did is they went to training camp, got a fast receiver from Texas, went and got and plucked one of the greatest receivers in our time, DeAndre Hopkins. We made sure, we said, we are going back. Guess what? We one step away, going back to the big dance. This time belongs to us, nobody else. This is our championship. We ain't going to let nobody take it from us. Nobody. You ain't ready for the war? Find somebody else to get in your place. We got to do it. We got to be about it. Pure and simple. So we're going to talk about these keys to victory. What it's going to take to be the Buffalo Bills. Guys up there that jump on tables for fun. Feel like the hardest thing they do is let me go ahead, throw some stone around you and jump on the table. Show my toughness. We got something for them. We got a few tables we're going to put across their back. What's going to happen? I want to see you jump through that. I want to see you jump through that. Now, let's talk about these keys to victory. I'm a little pissed off today. I'm sorry. Okay? Because I just, some of this notion of this being shaky like Don Knotts. If people don't know who Don Knotts are or who he is, look it up. Don Knotts would be shaking all the time, just doing always like this. Now, this ain't the time for that. Okay? If you got somebody beside you who's doing all that, snatch them up and say it's time to go. We got time to play for that. So number one thing we need to do for victory, let's make this plain. We must protect this house. We must protect this house, baby. That's what it's got to be. Protect this house. This is our home. Arrowhead is our domain. Nobody comes in and pushes us around in our own home. Nobody. Not Josh Allen. Not Cook. Samuel, whoever you name them. I don't care who it is. They don't care. This is our house. We're going to protect it at all costs. Believe it. At all costs. Everybody's going to get the business. Everybody. If somebody comes off their bus, we might have to hit them in the mouth as soon as they come off. And I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking about managers and everybody else is what I'm talking about. If a manager across from you, you need to run across on the other side of the field and grab that manager by his throat too. So I'm asking managers, I'm asking gardeners, I'm asking trainers, everybody, part of the Chiefs, we're going to get a piece of everybody over on Buffalo side. Believe that. That's what we got to do. Number two thing we have to do, offensive line has to be bullies. Come on, O-line. Come on, O-line. This is your fight today. When we come in on Sunday, when we line up, we need to understand that the game is going to be won up front. It's going to be the toughest out of the toughest. Who's going to come out on top? When I'm talking about being bullies, I'm talking about folding each and everybody up. Von Miller, I love seeing Von Miller. Hell of a player. Hell of a player. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame. But it's going to be determined off his game. His ass ain't going to be there. We're going to make sure that. Von Miller, you know what it is. You was in Denver all those years. You know how we used to fold you up. It's time to run that back on you. Whole defensive line, I don't care who it is, who they got. I told you, you line them all up. Every single one of them. Line them up, knock them down. O-line, that's your job. That's your job on Sunday. Nobody touches Pat. Nobody. And open those holes up for Kareem Hunt and Pacheco. Then let's go to work. Number three thing we have to do. Playmakers got to go off. Playmakers got to go off. Talking to you, Worthy. You had a great game against them last week, or the last time we played. I'm sorry, the last time we played, you had a great game against them. Keep it going. You done came into your own. To me, you have worked yourself into being a superstar. That's where I see you at. We got to get the ball to you. The one guy I mentioned before we went to go get, D-Hop. We need to give the ball to him. When in doubt, give it to the guy that's the hungriest, the guy that's most deserving. And that guy right there is D-Hop. We got another one. They ain't seen before because we didn't have him. That's Hollywood Brand. Woo, Hollywood, go off, baby. I'm telling you, we could burn this secondary to death. We could burn it. With your speed, Worthy speed, D-Hop hands, Juju's hands, Watson going out there getting blocks, catching some footballs, and you know your boy's coming through. You already know what that's going to be. 8-7. They ain't got no answer for you. I watched the Ravens tight ends do them in. Likely, Andrews, they took their shot at him. Noah Gray, Travis Kelce. I hope your boo's in town. I know she wants to see what's going on. Go out there and represent it for her, okay? That's what we got to do. Playmakers got to go off. Number 4, I love this. My boy Marcus used to always call this, and I'll say it right now. This is why I wrote it. Hunt for Red October. Ah! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm talking about a heavy dose, Kareem Hunt. A heavy dose is what we got to see from you. We can't back away from that. If our run game don't start out good, we can't go away from it. And I'm talking to you, Andy and Nagy. I'm talking to you guys. Run, Kareem, Hunt to death. He's ready. He's ready to eat. And guess what? I think Pac's ready. Going to take him a couple games, get him back into the mix of things. I think he's ready. I think he's watched the film, understanding he needs to be patient, wait for the holes to come and develop for him. He is ready. Go off, 10. Go off, 10. Now, the 5th thing we need to do, score in the red zone and score with your man. It's real simple. It's real simple. When we get the ball down in the red zone, as much as I like Buckner, I don't want to see his ass out there on the field. Sorry, Buck. Save your leg for the Super Bowl. Save it. I'd rather you sit back over there, keep yourself warm, okay? Hell, I don't even want you to come out of your nice tailored suit. That's how I feel about it. Because we in the red zone, we need to score. Pretty much simple. And that's on the offense. That's what we got to do, guys. On offense, you got to score. And then on offensive line, you got to score with your man. What does that mean? That means you got to bench press your guy and put him in the end zone. We talking about winning the line of scrimmage. That's what I'm talking about. You got to dominate up front. That's what it has to happen. Make no mistake about it. You got to win up front. When we get down there in the red zone, we get down there to the goal line, score with your man. That's what has to happen. Go to the defensive side of the football now. All right? Y'all got to excuse me. I told you, I'm a little perturbed. I'm a little upset at this moment. Okay? So I'm going to calm down a little bit, come on the defensive side, give it to you there. Ooh-wee. Telling you, man. We don't need it. We don't want it. We can't have it. No, sir. Not today, not tomorrow, and definitely not on Sunday. Can't have no doubt. Can't have no fear. We got to make sure we take care of business. Pure and simple. That's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. I wish I was over at the game. Coming out this weekend. But it's going to be my sweetie's birthday, my darling daughter, one of my daughter's birthday. So, great cause. We're going to watch this. We're doing the birthday and all of that. We're going to be watching the game. We're going to be cheering a lot and celebrating a lot. So, just be ready. Man, let's go ahead and get on the defensive side of the football. What do we need to do? Number one thing, I'm going to go back to what we talked about on offense. What we have to do, win the line of scrimmage. Win line. Just make it so. LOX. How about that? Who's going to show up? Who's showing up? Who's going to show up? We know CJ's going to be there. We know Minna who's going to be there. Kalafi's came out. You had the 3 sacks last week. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. Now, when they decided to kick you out, you got to wrong on that guy. If that guard comes over, which they're going to pull a lot. We see this on film all the time from them. When Josh Allen decides to run or they decide to get 1 or 2 different yards, they're going to pull their guard, they're going to pull their tackle. If you see it, you got to blow his ass up in the backfield. I'm sorry. That's what's got to happen from you. No excuses. Get it done. FAU, same thing with you. Time for you to start showing up as well. Come on, big fella. Let's go. Now, inside, Pernell, Turk, Nangi. Y'all got to go out there, man, and destroy and play outside of your frame. That's what I'm looking to. It's going to be the other guys, the unsung heroes that don't really get all the pub and stuff. I want to see what you're going to do. You going to make some noise this game? We're going to put it on your back. Let's go. All 3 of y'all guys I just named, y'all got to show up. Number 2, we must, at all costs, stop Josh Allen. I'm gonna say this, okay? And I don't want nobody to take me to thinking it the wrong way, okay? Because we're gonna be within legal bounds of doing things. But if you get a chance, you get an opportunity, put a hat on that man, you make sure you make him pay for it. He takes off running, you make sure you hit him in every single faculty that he's got. Every single one. Playing within the bounds of football, you do that. But he decides to take off running, every bit of his 6'5", 6'6", or however tall he is, frame, you make sure you hit that joker so hard, he'll go to the sideline and tell him, I don't want to run that play anymore. Please don't do that. I want him going to the blue tent within the boundaries. Nothing nasty, but this is football. This is a physical sport. I'm going to say this. I don't think Josh Allen's really been hit hard. Not really. He's taking some hits, but he ain't been hit hard, though. He ain't really been hit. I want to see who's going to unleash that. Bring that hell on him. Who's going to go ahead and light his ass up when he comes through there? Somebody pick it up. Who going to do it? Number 3. Can't let the tight ends beat us. I do believe this is the game that they're going to try to throw the ball to the tight end a lot. Okay? A lot. They got Kincaid. They got Knox. I think they believe, from what they've seen in the past, that the Chiefs cannot cover the tight end. I think they're going to try to do that a whole lot this game. Okay? Well, we got to cover the tight end. Linebackers, safeties, do your job. Get out there, get in their tail, and you make sure they don't catch nothing. Make them earn every little thing they try to do. Can't let the tight ends beat us. Number 4 thing needs to happen. Right here. This is what I love. I heard Mike Brennan talk about it. Spags was a little bit vanilla, huh? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not of it. But this is what you have to do. Mike, I believe you, and I'm going to say it right here. Bring the pain. Bring the pain. Up. Who's blowing their noses out there on Sunday? Who's going to be it? That's what I want to see. I want to see blitzes coming from everywhere. Where we disguise it that they can't really see it. Josh Allen, after he gets hit so many times in the blue tip, he don't know what's going to be able to happen. When we decide to come, we got to hit home. Those blitz on the edges. Najee, Connors, Reed, Trent McDuffie, whoever it is, Joshua Williams, we need to bring the blitz from everywhere. Hell, Bring one from out the stands. How about that? You get a joker up the concourse and tell him to take off running down the steps and send him on a blitz from the outside. How about that? See how that's going to work. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. If we can't do it, find somebody else that can. Number 5, real simple. Keep them out of the end zone. They can't score, they can't win. They can't score, they can't win. They don't have nobody to throw the ball to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They kind of light on receivers. Shakur's their guy. What we need to do is we got to be able to cover slots. You know who should be over on slots? That needs to be Trent McDuffie. Our guys on the outside, we got Jalen Watson back. Y'all didn't see him last time. Joshua Williams, Najee, whoever it is on the outside, hold your man. Hold your man. That's going to be the key. Outside corners. You got to hold your man the entire game. That's what's got to happen. Let Trent run around in the middle. Okay? Slots the one that's been killing us. Okay? We're going to switch some things up. I know Spags. I know Spags. He's a brilliant man. And I know exactly what he's going to do. But we got to make sure them jokers do not score. Keep them out of the end zone. Now, I know I'm probably going a little long on this. We got a task that we need to achieve. We got somebody that's in our way. And there's some jokers up there from Buffalo. Now, I know Pat and Josh are good friends, and they respect one another as they should. They are both competitors, both hell of football players on the field. But right now, there ain't no love lost. Ain't nothing across you with just nothing but enemies. Almost like how Kobe Bryant said Paul Gasol said, as soon as I see him, I'm going to hit him in his chest. I want Patrick Mahomes when he sees Josh out there, go on and bump him up a little bit. Throw a shoulder. How about that? Make no mistake about it, man. This is a fight. This is a dog fight. This is war. Like I told you before, I got my fatigues on for a reason. So if you have any doubt, if you have any concerns and you don't quite know where to go and you're going to be nervous and, biting out your fingernails and stuff like that, you probably need to go and get some courage. You probably need to go out there and go get some courage. Kansas is right there. But guess what? Whatever doubts you have, whatever concerns you got, you trust those guys that's out there on the field. It's Spags we trust, and Andy we trust, PM15 we trust, Travis Kelce for sure we trust, Chris Jones we trust, McDuffie. You can name all those guys. I could go up and down this roster. I have no doubt, no reserves about what these guys are going to achieve. And I'm going to tell you just like this. Tighten up, because we coming for you, Buffalo. We got a few arrows to put in your ass. See you on Sunday. Oh, in a minute, but on Sunday, yes, sir. Like you. Love you. I'll see you.
All right, that was another beautiful one. I liked what JD did there. I was expecting a song or something. Every week he's been doing something a little different, but this week No nonsense, man. All business. We're going right to it. Right to it. I like the theme of that. Just kind of going right to it. Just get to business. Get to
Get some courage.
ass. What's that?
Get some courage.
Yeah. But yeah, so another win for JD right there. Everyone's pumped up. I think I saw a few people in the chat were quoting JD's lines there. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this one. Baca, if you ain't ready for a war, find someone else to take your place. That was fire. It was a good line. JD always some good ones. I need to ask him if he scripts this out, or is it all just like he just goes when it feels good. Yeah, that was good stuff. You also made up brought up Don Knotts. Teja, I know you're a big Don Knotts fan.
Sure. He
said,
brought him up randomly. He just brought up Don Knotts.
He brought it while you said people were. He said he noticed in the chat because some people were nervous about the game on Sunday, and he said, yeah, he goes, I don't want nobody shaking like Don Knotts. I don't want anybody to shake. You're a big Don Knotts fan.
Yeah. Three's Company, classic.
Yeah, Three's Company.
Andy Griffith.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Brennan, the incredible Mr. Olympic, Don Knotts. Yep. But yeah, I was 10 out of 10 performance by JD, and another Oscar, nominated performance right there. So many though, we'd have to kind of go through all the episodes to see which one's the one that's got the favorite to win the Oscars this year. That's there you go, Mike Brennan. Anyone 40 plus loves Don Knotts. Hey, I'm a big Don Knotts fan too. I don't match that criteria, Mike. Yeah, but yeah, great stuff. Yeah, the big thing for me is this week was going to be interesting to see is how we kind of spread the targets. The last week, no receiver really had a catch besides Worthy. So I'm curious how Mahomes talked about this week. They want to get them involved. Nagy even said that D-Hop playing as little as he did was not intentional, which is interesting.
Just an accident.
Well, it reminds me of the what was that one story where Roman Cornell didn't realize that Charles wasn't in the game? Remember that? Yeah. I didn't realize he was behind me. Like he wasn't in the game. Like, what do you mean you didn't realize he was in the game? What are you talking about?
Retire.
Yeah, but it's not as weird because we all thought that D-Hop's going to come in and play like 100% of the snaps. Didn't happen at all, and yeah.
Well, I'm really curious to see both offenses because the Bills' offense wasn't their normal offense either. I have watching that game. It almost seemed like as soon as the Ravens made a mistake, I think the Bills got way more into their conservative nature than they usually would be. They just at that point they're like, okay, well, because honestly, like I'm not going to get into Lamar bashing, but his playoff self's more turnover prone than his regular season self. So until proven otherwise, I think they were like, you know what, let's just let them make mistakes and we'll just play our game, get into field goal range and just play conservative ball. So we really didn't get a good, like normal look at their offense. So I'm curious to see which offensive theirs shows up too.
Yeah, no, 100%. It was very, very vanilla for both, I would say Buffalo and Kansas City last week.
Yeah.
See the comments here. Charles Driver Hollywood took that catch to the ground, but it didn't count. See, we're lucky that wasn't an interception, man, because the way that ball bounced on the DB's body and then rolled off, that could have been bad.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
Although, if you're going to throw an interception, make sure it's to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, the 1 yard line's a good spot for that to happen.
Yeah, Rapp's out, but Benford's still in concussion protocol. Looking at a lot of the Twitter comment section, they're more concerned about Benford being out.
Yeah, that's a whole weird thing. He's in concussion protocol, and then he doesn't go to practice for personal reasons.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Josh Harris, I've been a subscriber for 3 years. Great job, guys. I can't wait till Sunday. Go Chiefs. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Josh. Glad you made it to alive, buddy. All right. I think our guy JD is ready. All right. There he is. There's the man. How you feeling?
Woo! Like I'm ready to go. Like I'm ready to run through a wall right now. Like I'm ready to go out there and play. That's how I feel. I'm so pissed off. I have no reason why. I don't know why. I'm pissed off right now. You know me. I'm a mellow guy. I'm a mellow guy. But when I start talking football, when I start talking about competition, when I talk about winning and competing, it just runs through me. And I know it does with you Dash fellows. I know. I can see it. I know y'all. I can tell. That's why I love you. I love you.
We're a competitive, fiery bunch.
Yes, you are. I know you are. I already know. So,
JD, yeah. I gotta say, I love the kind of theme, the military theme tonight. The hat, and also the font you had in the back. Our standard is the standard, but you had that kind of that military print.
Oh yeah. I like that. Oh, you recognize that?
Okay. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Good. Yeah, man. Hey, this is war on Sunday. Like I said, I told my guy Marcus Thomas, I was on his show last night. I was telling him, I say, man, there is no tomorrows. There's no other days. There is no let's get them back. We got another time. No, this is it. The moment is the moment. You got to capture that moment. And what I've known for the last few years is our guys have been capturing that moment and been owning it. That's what they've been doing. And so that's why I don't have any doubt as far as like what they're going to do on Sunday. These guys are going to be ready. They're going to be prepared. Is it going to be a little nerves? Maybe, you might have a little bit of some rumblings in your stomach. Sure. But I always heard, nerves is one of those things that getting you prepared to do something great. And so I've always thought about that in the body, like, yeah. So anytime I felt that way, I'm like, my body's getting ready. It's getting ready to do something great. So
do you think because obviously we know, especially modern day athletes nowadays, they're always online. They see the stuff, they see the discourse out there. Do you think the whole officiating thing is kind of rubbed them off the wrong way? Because it kind of added a little bit of fuel to the fire for them. Like, obviously, we talk about they don't need bulletin board material, but like if that was me, and my team's being talked about, like I'm Patrick Mahomes, let's say, and I'm hearing everyone's talking about, oh, the officials are the only reason why they're winning, like all this bullshit. Like, what about everything I've done for the last the back-to-backs and throughout my entire career, it's all because of the officials? Nah, screw that. I'm gonna go in on Sunday. I'm gonna make this game a 2-possession, 3-possession win, like a 2-score win. I'm gonna let you know it has nothing to do with officials, and it wasn't close enough to even be cited by officials.
Well, to be fair, neither was the Houston game, but that was still everyone still blamed that on officials.
I know.
I think we could win by 40. It was like, it matters when the calls happen, not how many calls happen.
Listen, man, I know this to be true. You're not going to make everybody happy. It doesn't matter what it is that you do. We're just in a space right now that people are going to find some type of fault with us. It doesn't matter what happens, whether they didn't catch a penalty on us, they didn't catch one, or they call something on us for our side. It doesn't matter what we do. All we need to go out there and do is just focus and go play the football game. We can't control all that other stuff. We can't. We can't worry about what they're going to call and how they're going to call it. You go out there and you just go play. Our job is to go hit people in the mouth, plain and simple. We're going to bloody some lips up, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to smash a couple of noses. And so that's our job. When guys get there on the field, that's all you need to do. Because as soon as you start playing that game, worrying about the referees and all that type of BS, it's taking you out of it. You're worrying about more things that you can't control. Don't worry about that. Let these guys go out there and play. What they need to be worrying about is our wide receivers going deep on them. That's what they need to be worrying about. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be bombs away on Sunday. Bombs away. And then it's going to be a heavy dose of handing the ball off to Kareem Hunt, hopefully. That's what it should be. But if anything, these guys need to be pissed off because if you're thinking that they was underdog and I'm like, are you kidding? Y'all really had as underdog? Are you serious? Like y'all was even thinking and talking like this is what, no, sorry. Y'all got away with one up there in Buffalo, fine. We got some payback for you all. That's what I'll be pissed off about from the last thing that we saw. Bolton should need to be pissed off because he didn't get to hit Josh Allen good. The whole secondary need to be pissed off the way he was able to run through them. So it needs to be a whole lot of pissed off guys for the right reasons. Don't worry about none of that official mess. None of that. It don't matter. It don't matter.
And that's pretty much our only blemish for the perfect season. So
that's it.
That's another reason to have kind of a revenge. There's only one team that we can have revenge on this year. That's it.
That's it.
So it really does. It's like your teacher giving you back the test and saying, correct all your mistakes and we'll give you 100, right? So like, that's kind of what going back and beating Buffalo in the playoffs is. It's like retaking it, fixing your problems, passing it back in and getting your credit for it. So this is it. This is our only unfinished business of the year so far.
That's right. That's right. The only one. Because if you was a Denver fan, you came out, well, we beat y'all. Bless your heart. Yeah, you did. You sure did. You beat us. Yes, you did. Right? The little condescending tone and good for y'all. Good for you all. You know, where are you now? So my thing is, man, hey, look. Sunday is going to be a great day to continue to prove everybody wrong. All the doubters, all the haters, the scripts written for the Chiefs and whatnot. I want us to beat Buffalo by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I want to run through them so bad that you leave no question about who we are. Not one. So that's how I feel.
That's the reason why we were talking weeks ago about who we wanted to face. I was saying the only team we can have a get right game against is Buffalo. So it's very fitting to face them. Because Baltimore would have been coming for blood. Not that, everyone's coming for blood right now, but Baltimore has the extra edge. It's always important to make right, to coming off a loss against that team. It's that much harder to beat them 2 and 3 times in a row, right? And then they're even that much more hungrier. With Buffalo, they kind of wiped the slate clean when they beat us in the playoffs. So we're usually coming off a regular season loss when we face them in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But like you said, that would have gave them extra incentive, right? They thought they lost by a toe and all they had to win. Y'all was playing for anything going to overtime if you went for 2, right? If you were saying that. But that would have been their major incentive to come back. That would have been their revenge game more than anything else. They would have been hyped to come play us. That was one team I was sitting there thinking like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. And to be honest with you, they would have been here if they didn't have 3 turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Before you came on, I was saying how I'm curious to see our offense, but I'm really curious to see Buffalo's because they played so not Buffalo-ish. Because Baltimore just started turning the ball over. They're like, you know what? Let's just go into conservative mode and not turn the ball over and just let them implode. And we'll just, we'll hit the ball over the net and make them try to make crazy plays and, go out every time. So.
Well, I think they made some good adjustments too at the half, man. I watched the game again today. It was just
the
kind
Buffalo
of
game.
Yeah, and the Ravens. I was just watching how the Ravens. I'm like, okay, you can see how they kind of.
They made adjustments for sure.
Yeah, no question about it.
They came out running the ball 15 times on that third quarter drive is what they did.
Shoot, you better.
But then they threw the ball on the 2-point. They hardly threw the ball once that entire drive, and then they threw it on 2-point conversion. It's hilarious.
He's dropped 3 of those. Have you seen that? He's dropped 3 of those the same.
No,
like,
I'm not talking about the last one. I'm talking about the third quarter drive where they went.
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
yeah,
They didn't
yeah.
have to.
Oh,
They
yeah.
ran them down their throats the entire time, and then on two-point conversion, they throw it. It's like,
You
dude,
know it. Yeah.
2 yards. You just demoralize them that entire drive. Just keep putting it in there.
Man.
Anyway, but it's funny because Buffalo didn't seem to come out of that. They were conservative to start the game, and then in the second half, they kind of seemed like they were just sitting on the W. They were trying to sit on it and like wait the clock out and just try to just move the clock as much as possible, and their defense can slow down Baltimore, and Baltimore readjusted, and Buffalo really didn't actually.
Right. Yeah, and you see them. All of a sudden you start seeing them get real nervous too. Buffalo, they're like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah. Well, when Baltimore's deep, because uncharacteristically, Baltimore was getting gashed on the run in the first half. And it wasn't even Josh Allen doing it. He wasn't even trying to mask or pull it sometimes. I was waiting for him to eventually pull one and run it for like 30 yards, and I had a bet on it too, so I was really hoping for it. But he didn't really do that. He kept giving the ball to Cook, kept giving the ball to Ty Johnson. And
Ty Johnson, Davis, he's another one.
Davis,
They'll run him. Yeah, he's from up here, UK, University of Kentucky. Yeah, he's a very talented back, man.
Yes, he is.
Scat guy. You know, he can get up through, man. He's pretty good. So,
yeah, they have a few good running backs.
You do, and we got some tables to put across their back, Marcus. we got a couple of tables to put across their head.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so we're gonna get. So what I did was last week, because we had it was the Denver Broncos weird Week 18 game. I didn't go back and do that. Teja went 5 for 5 that week. I didn't do that, but last week I did tally up the numbers from last week's bet. Teja went 3 for 5 last week. Mahomes 35 plus passing attempts did not hit. Pacheco's 10 plus carries did not hit. The only thing that did not hit for me was Hopkins 25 receiving yards, which apparently Matt Nagy said that him not playing much was unintentional, which I don't really understand that. JD, what do you hear when you hear Matt Nagy say that D-Hop's lack of playing time was unintentional? What does that mean to you?
Sometimes you get lost in the rotation, and if he's, let's just say, like in the field, there's certain plays, right, that you don't want to have D-Hop in. One of those is obviously like wide receiver screens or him blocking on reverses. You don't want him doing that because you just don't want to get him rolled up, right? And so it's going to be based off of play calling that you can have D-Hop in. And before you know it, he's like, man, have you been? He's like, man, I ain't played it that much. Like, what? And so it's all dictated off the play calling, really. That's how it happens. Because you have certain guys to be in for particular things. We know Juju and Watson are better at blocking than we want D-Hop to go out there and do. And maybe Worthy, right? If he's doing the reverse, those are the guys we want in. So Worthy was a guy that we was giving the ball to, reverses and whatnot. That's what you want to have him in. But I think that's what it was. It happens. It does. It happens. But for me, to make sure something like that doesn't happen, that's why I feel like you got to establish the run first, okay? Because it's opened up the play action, all those different things that you want to be able to do. And when you run in 7 in coverage, then who's getting open for you? So they'll resort back to certain things that they do offensively that is predicated off of putting certain guys in personnel. So I get it. I do. I get it. I just know because, being a coordinator before that sometimes guys do get lost, especially in that. Like, man, get in. Like, you got to get the rotation. And sometimes it's on the coach to do that, to make sure he's getting in. So that's on the coaches, though. That's on the coaches.
Yeah, so reading that reminded me of when Romeo Crennel was our head coach, and he forgot that Jamal Charles wasn't playing. He forgot to put him back in. Was one of the quotes, one of the post game quotes, and it would always stick with me that he forgot to put Jamal Charles back in because he didn't realize he was out of the game.
You got to respect the honesty on that one too, by the way, because that sounds terrible.
It does. Yeah.
That's
sure.
like at the time saying you forgot to put like your Jordan back in the game. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that he was sitting there. We could have used him. You're right. It's so easy to lie about that nowadays. Some other guys were doing things well, and we wanted to get some other guys rotating in there. You can do so much BS coach speak you can say for that.
Yeah. Man, it's just shoot. It's just hey, man, it's our fault. It's on the coaches. We got to get him in.
Yeah.
And play calling, what we calling, you start and you need to go over your play sheet and why he's not in the certain ones and why is he not in that rotation. And then hey, we need to do a much better job. You need to talk to wide receiver coach. Romeo needed to talk to the running back coach. Where's Jamal Charles? How come he's not in? Hell, sometimes the players got to say something too.
Yeah, give a little nudge. Oh, my bad.
Hey, coach. Boy, coach wouldn't be able to move without running to me. He turned, Jay, yeah, hey, coach. Hey, I ain't seen the field in a while. I ain't get lathered up for no reason out here, okay? So, put me in.
My bad, coach. I was blocking you. I can also block out there, too.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
I just love blocking,
I just love blocking, man. Look at me. I'm 6'6", 275, coach. Y'all can use me. You ain't in it? No.
You only imagine if I was out there, I'd be blocking even better.
So last week, pretty good weeks. I mean, for both of us, yeah. If you're going batting 60% in betting, what Teja talked about this before, 60% in betting, you're doing pretty good. Teja went 60% last week. I went 80% last week. I needed a nice come up. And I'll tell you what, Schultz, first catch of the game, got 35 yards, so that hit immediately. Worthy was getting peppered all game. Kelsey was getting peppered all game. And the 8.5, luckily we had 8.5. That was scary towards the end there. Then taking that safety at the end, if you had 9.5, awful.
Boy,
And it's funny, and the one you were most worried about in my bets was the Mixon. Well, I think I was 2 for 5, right, Marcus? I was 2 for 5. 2 for 5.
Were you 2 for 5?
Yeah.
Oh, you only got 2 right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry. And I
try
to get the benefit of the doubt there, man.
I know. I'm so good that you were like, there's no way he only got 2.
I always mess up on yours. I always mess up. God.
I appreciate it. You gave me a little bump.
but
it was funny. The Mixon one we were the most worried about. But like I said, he can catch a 10-yarder and still not get there. They're just, I don't know what it is, man. He had a stretch where he was catching like 4 a game, and then after that, they stopped targeting him.
Oh yeah. G-Pick said, JD, you going to the game on Sunday? I am not. G-Pick, I'm my daughter's birthday is on Sunday. Okay, and so we're having a big party for her and a nice dinner. We're gonna be watching the Chiefs game as well. So it's gonna be a full day. We're gonna watch Eagles, Commanders. We got this nice area here in Lex called Lex Live that we're gonna have a great time and celebrate. So wish I could be there, but this is more important. So
yeah.
Thank you, G-Pick.
Yeah.
So now Jason can be like, man, blow your candles and get the hell out of the way.
You turn around and second happy birthday.
You wish for a win, right? Right?
Yeah,
okay.
Right. Hey, yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's eat that cake and let's get back to the TV now. Come on now.
She's gonna love it. I would tell everybody that too. That everybody telling her happy birthday. So
yeah. Wish her happy birthday from me as well, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're gonna get to Tage's picks for the AFC Championship game.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Tage. What you got for us, baby? Let's go.
Have a little bounce. Let's have a little bounce back.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's start from the top here. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, so let's go to Shakir, 40 receiving yards. So 67 and 61 in the playoffs, but he's only hit this 4 out of his last 8. I think he's become Allen's go-to target on offense. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. What pushed me also over the edge is that he had 8 receptions for 70 yards on 12 targets last time we faced him. I just think that's a lot. I don't think that target share is going to go anywhere. I think the Bills are going to look a little more like the Bills, less conservative, and a lot of targets, and I'll explain why in a minute. So Kincaid, 25 reception yards. So he's also been inconsistent hitting this number lately, hitting it only in his last 6 out of 10, which is pretty good, but 25 receiving yards is not a lot. So to only hit that 6 out of 10 is kind of scary. But he was dealing with injuries. He came back. When he came back, Dawson Knox was still involved. We're not great against tight ends. I think it's not. I think the jury's out. Okay, we have a whole sample size of the season. I think Allen tries to move the chains. I think he tries to go into more ball control offense. I think throwing to a guy who will be open a lot, because we let tight ends be open a lot, will help that. Under 58.5 total. Again, I really think this will be a ball control, wait for the other team to overextend and make a mistake type ball game. I think both teams are going to have that mentality. I think it's a game where both teams score in the low 20s. I'm picturing a 24-20 type game. So just in case there is OT to that one, I'm buying it up to 58.5. I think that's to save. I think 58.5 was my vision of 31-27, just in case that were to happen, which I would not be surprised. It's a little on the higher end. I'm not expecting that, but that's like my I'm a wuss. Let me fail safe that. Josh Allen, 10 carries. I think I might like this one the most, considering it's even money. So Allen has had at least 10 carries the last 6 times he's faced us. Again, a slow burn game. I think the Bills are going to try to wear down our defense to make them really tired so they can't rush when he drops back. I think they're going to have they're going to try to have a lot of long drives, a lot of third and short conversion situations where he's either going to do a tush push or just do a sneak. I think he's going to run it a lot more than he did last week. Worthy, 40 reception yards. I just think it's a slam dunk. This is the most, besides the Allen one against us particularly, just going back to the season, I think it's the most slam dunk. He's hit this in 8 straight and hasn't had less than 4 catches in that time. He's a complete opposite of what he was in the beginning of the season, where he was getting like 2 for like 22 every game. Lowest he's had is 4. I think the lowest amount of targets he's had is 5, but I think he's averaging around 8 or 9 targets a game over his last 6 or 7. And 40 yards seems pretty easy at that point. And I'm not even counting the whole Bills, traded that pick for the Chiefs to get me edge that he's got. I think he's got enough edge here. I don't think he needs any of the draft nonsense. 25 to win 200.
Okay. So we show Shakir, you're correct on that. As far as 40 plus receiving yards, I think they're going to try to feed him, without a doubt. Especially if we don't switch it up what we had on him last time. And so they was able to run that little slant. They ran a whole lot of those like quick little screens out. He's just hitting the flat. Actually, I actually like that play because it gives the quarterback 2 options. Quick little out, and if somebody covers him, that slant right there that's coming off the ball is wide open. It's actually a good combination route. But I do believe that Shakir is definitely going to be a guy that they're going to try to get the football to. That goes into number 2, Kincaid, 25 plus receiving yards. It's no mystery. It's no secret that we had struggles early on the tight end. I know Kincaid Knox had one. Is it because he didn't play last time against Knox? Had a
Correct,
big, yeah, he had a big catch. So Kincaid, I think, is going to be a guy that's going to throw the ball to. And I said it's going to be a heavy dose of tight ends. I said we got to stop the tight ends right there in keys to victory, because I do believe that's going to be what they do the most, is trying to throw the ball right there. And so throwing the ball in the middle to the tight ends is exactly what they're going to do. Total points under 58.5. I do believe it's going to be under 58.5. Initially the score is I had 30 to 21. But now I have it somewhere more like 28 to 24. Okay. But yeah, definitely under 58.5. Allen, 10 plus carries. I don't know how many you have last game.
Against us or against the Ravens?
Well, both. You know what they are, both of them?
Yeah, I can look it up.
Okay.
Josh Allen, stats per game.
I think it's a lot of carries. I don't think he's going to have 10 plus carries.
He had 10 against the Ravens. It didn't seem like that, did it?
No, it didn't. It did not.
It didn't look like he was even trying to run, and he had 10. That's the thing about him, man. He's their goal line back. He's a short yardage player. He's everything on that. And that's not even when he's, being asked to run more than he has to.
Yeah. And you have to go in the game kind of defending that you take the running away from what he's going to do against you. They run that if we recognize pulling guard and the tackle that they do a lot of where he runs right behind. Third down or long, they'll do a lot of that too. He'll just kind of take off and try to get some yards. We just got to make sure we have a spy. I would think about bringing at least 6 every single time. 5 in coverage, bring 6. Somebody's going to be able to hit home. 6 against them is dangerous for them. I was looking at, just kind of some of the defense where he was having troubles with, where he had to pull it down and take off running because nobody was just open. There's too many guys there. They was just being covered up. 6 guys in the box, man, was killing him. And when we seen that, he was just like, let me just tuck it, take off and try to do something and get going. And that's why I was saying he hadn't necessarily been hit. Matter of fact, I think I drew one of the blitzes up there on the side. I hope I might.
I think he'll get at least 6 or 7 off. I think 3rd and 2, anything 3rd and 2 and lower,
they're gonna let him have it.
I think Allen will just run it up the gut, and I think if he gets 1, he'll run it up the gut again. I think they're going to go for a lot of 4th downs, 4th and shorts.
Yeah.
I just think off 3rd and short and 4th and short, I think you'll have like 6 or 7. That's not even counting design sneaks, just running around the edge. And it's not even counting him just seeing an opening and taking off for a couple of yards. I think, it tends to seem like a lot at first. And then I looked at what he does against us, and he takes off for an average of, I think, like 11 or 12 times against us the last 6 times.
So at that one right there, and like you said, I didn't know he had 10 carries against Baltimore. He sure didn't. It sure didn't seem like it at all.
I know.
That's the only one I'm concerned about. Worthy 40+ receiving yards. He'll get that for sure. But I think it's a good bet, Tage. $25 win 200. I think it's a good bet. I do, because those sneaky carries that Josh Allen has, like you said, 3rd down and 2, 4th down, they'll go for it. He'll be the one doing it.
Yeah,
he'll say, put it on my shoulders, let me do it.
Yeah, because I mean, this is it, right? Like, this is their season, and I know Romo kept saying over and over and over, just let Josh be Josh. Just let him be. When are they going to let Josh be Josh? I think this is the game. They just let him. Hey, man, 3rd and 2, you got it. You're going to will it. Will it in there. 4th and 1, 4th and 2, do it again. Goal line, do it. I mean, I think he's going to have the ball in his hands a lot, which is the contrary to what he did last week. I think it was more get the ball out of his hands ASAP last week, which is odd, but I see that as a completely change this week against us.
Yeah. They're talking about Leo would be my spy. I would also blitz him every once in a while. Yeah, I wouldn't put Leo as my spy guy. He's not fast enough. And FAU, I don't know. Neither one of them guys.
No, please don't spy with FAU.
No. But I think is Sim McBride. Are you talking about? You might be talking about how the Ravens did it, where they slow played the defensive end, which he can definitely do. Where Josh Allen looked like he was going to give it a dive to Cook, and then he took off running. And the defensive end was right there and stopped him on like 3rd and 2. That was a beautiful play by the defensive end.
Which he didn't do a lot in that game either. Most of the time he gave it to Cook.
Yeah.
He was handing it off. He wasn't looking to keep it and pull.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, just want to see him get hit. Me too. I want to see him get hit a whole lot, Zim McBride. Absolutely. Same here, brother. You know what? Hicks, that's not a bad one. If you play him down in the box, I like maybe Jamari could come in and be a spy on him. You can still use, Bolton and maybe Tranquil. Tranquil would be a good guy to be spy on him. The thing is, like I said, if you have 6 to give it where because if you have 6, that means every single lineman has to get 5 guys. That extra guy's got to be the spy to make sure he's not running anywhere. And you got to force him to run certain places and areas. I think you do a lot of twist on it. That's going to hurt him. And I think what you do is with the twist and some of the stunts, you could single up Chris Jones from the inside. Charles Omenihu being in here too is going to change a whole lot of things as well. We're going to have a good, solid game plan. Spags going to have a good, solid game plan on him. I do. So,
and that's another factor too. I mean, Hicks was compared to what he is now. I mean, Hicks was still a baby when we played them. Like, I know it was midway through the season, but like he's grown, he's matured a lot towards the second half of the season. And so like what he knows now, I mean, playing him against Buffalo, I mean, that's another factor as well. Obviously with Watson being there, Omenihu being there, and then, second half of the season maturity from a rookie, that's fantastic too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you guys might be surprised by my bets this week. I went very safe. My bet looks like a Teja bet.
Ooh.
25 to win 150.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
G-Pick was in the chat saying I was going to have like a $2,500 bet. Yeah. I bet Marcus picks. It's like $2,500 to win. Balls out Marcus bet. No, not today.
Balls in.
This is a flu Marcus bet. This is the Marcus flu bet game. This is what this is.
This is cold weather balls in.
Yeah. So I'll begin. So first bet, Chiefs money line. I think the Chiefs are just going to win this game. I mean, what's it to say? I mean, Pat Mahomes is 4-2 in the AFC Championship games. 3-0 against Buffalo in the playoffs. I think just everything has been riding on this. Winning this game, you get to the Super Bowl. You can finally try it for the three-peat. And I think this has been the goal all along. I remember during the season we were undefeated, and Buffalo stopped us from going undefeated. We talked about it. This wasn't the goal. We never talked about being undefeated. The goal was to win the three-peat, and this is what they wanted. So you're here in this spot. They're going to do whatever they can to win this game. I don't see taking my biases out of this. And also, too, the Sharps in Vegas love Kansas City this week. Public's back in Buffalo. The sharp bettors, the professional bettors love Kansas City this week. So once I heard that, I was okay. I feel a little bit better about this game, but I'm still going to be nervous. Obviously, a little Don Knotts, JD, but I don't think we're going to lose this game. But that's why I have as my main bet: Chiefs money line straight up.
Okay.
Second, Dalton Kincaid, 25 yards. Saltation went with that. That's been like the most consistent bet we've had on this show all year long, and it's pretty much played out perfectly because the only tight end who has not gotten 25 yards was Will Dissly. You guys probably know what I'm about to say. Will Dissly, week 4, when we played the Chargers, and he had 24 yards that game. So that's the only time where a tight end did not get 25 yards.
Did he get knocked out that game?
Second game he did.
Second game.
And then it was Stone. What was it? Stone Smart was that his name? The backup tight end.
Yes.
That guy had 80 yards when he came.
I know. He got it.
But yeah. So Kincaid's done this 10 to 15 times this year. So pretty much in the realm of what he can do. Also, I gotta say the fact there was so much hype on Dalton Kincaid 2 years ago. He kind of hasn't lived up to the hype at all. They were calling him Baby Kelsey for a little bit, and I haven't seen anything.
No. His analytics are not good either. They're even worse than his actual play.
I remember JD laughed at me when I was like, they're calling him Baby Kelsey. He was like, really? And he watched his tape, and JD kind of laughed a little bit. I was like, okay, well, JD's not oohing about a guy's tape. That tells you all. So yeah.
Look, I seen it all, man. I know evaluations, and I know tight ends as far as man. That's why I always say, man, we gotta watch what you say about comparing guys to different ones, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Disrespectful first off to the guy that you're trying to compare him to, and then also the guy that's
it's so hard to watch a guy in college and say that he's going to be Kelsey. Look, if you took Kelsey's tape and played it now, we'd be laughing at saying he's the next Kelsey.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's how ridiculous it is. If you take his own college tape, we wouldn't say he's the Kelsey.
Yeah, we didn't know Kelsey was going to be Kelsey. We had no idea he was going to be like he is. No idea.
Yeah. If everyone knew that, he would have been a top 3 pick that draft. Probably the number 1 pick that draft. So number 3, speaking of Travis Kelce, 5+ catches. Last week the stat was 14 straight playoff games of 5+ catches. Now make it 15 15 straight games with 5+ catches. I see it continuing again. So Travis Kelce will continue his 5+ catch streak in the postseason this weekend. I got really no numbers to back it up besides Travis Kelce's done it for the last 15 playoff games. And of course, Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely were getting open all game last week against Buffalo. And on top of that, they're without Taylor Rapp. They're going to have a rookie safety starting this game. The secondary of Buffalo, kind of disaster. And I think we may exploit it big time. So yeah, Kelce 5+ catches. Number 4, Xavier Worthy 40+ receiving yards. 8 straight games of doing this. He's fully cemented in the offense, and they're just giving him the rock. And yeah, I think I saw Mike Brennan said he took his catches this game. Taking his catches over 4.5. I think it's 4.5 catches for him. Taking his catches over 4.5 or 40+ receiving yards. I think both are locks because I can see him having a 5 for 60 kind of game this week. But yeah, and then my last bet, Kareem Hunt 25+ rushing yards. In the 6 games since Pop has been back, other 6 games Pop's been there. Kareem Hunt's run for 25+ rushing yards 3 times. I think kind of the way it ended last week, where they kind of went with Kareem Hunt being the guy, the riding with a hot hand. I think they start the game out doing that this week. There's no reason not to. There's no next week. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's all about that game on Sunday, and they're going to go with the guy who's giving the best chance to win on that day, and that's Kareem Hunt, because Kareem Hunt has shown that he's the guy. And I know this is another thing too. I know a lot of guys on this team want this. Everybody wants the 3-peat on this team, but there may not be a guy who wants this more than Kareem Hunt. The guy doesn't have a ring yet. That guy wants to win so badly. He's going to leave it all out there. And he's been leaving it all out there every game of the season he's played with us. I think on Sunday, I think we're going to see a beast that we haven't seen yet in Kareem Hunt. I really do think Kareem Hunt might have one of his best games in a Chiefs uniform on this season on Sunday. I think he's going to put it all out there, man. I really do think so. And yeah, I could have gone for more yards than 25 yards, but I just want to be safe with this bet. So I went with Kareem Hunt 25+ rushing yards and bet 25 to win 150. JD, what do you think about this bet?
Drew, is it Boucher? Is that how we pronounce it, right? Boucher.
That's right.
I think D-Hop is right there with Kareem as far as wanting the ring is bad. I think all them guys. Brown too. Yeah, all of them. All 3 of them. Yeah, what y'all says, Hunt, Hopkins, and Brown. I agree. All 3 of those guys give up their right leg for it. But I do like this bet. Chiefs money line. Definitely agree with Kincaid, 25+ receiving yards. Like I said, we talked about it, going to feed him. Would you say 40? Tej? Yours is 40 for Kincaid? How many?
No, 25 also.
Oh, 20. Oh, both of y'all on 25?
We have 2 overlapping bets.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I'm good with that one. Kelce, 5+ catches. I do. He's going to find Kelce without a doubt. At least 5 or more for sure. Worthy 40+ receiving yards. I think that's an easy bet. He's been one of those guys that has been killing them, and he's just been playing lights out, man. He's been doing it the past few games he's been in. He's done a hell of a job catching the football. Hunt 25 rushing yards. I do believe they have 25 rushing yards. Now, and I will say this, and I wouldn't even mind if Kareem Hunt came off the bench. I wouldn't even mind it. He seems to me like he's like one of those guys that he's watching the guys in front of him or getting like the totes, and he comes in like, let me show you what I can do now. And the reason I say that is because he's used to it. That's what he was doing when he was up there in Cleveland. And he come in and he tote the rock after he watched Nick Chubb do his thing. Now, the thing is, if Pacheco doesn't get running a lot, bring in Kareem Hunt. So I don't mind if he comes off the bench at all. I just say that, yeah, if he's going to get the lion's share, the majority of the runs, sure. That definitely should be it, though, without a doubt. But I have no problem with him coming off the bench. So
Yeah, no, I mean, also too, talk about the rookie safety who will be starting in place of Taylor Rapp. You got Kareem Hunt get to that level. Ooh, a rookie
yeah.
safety going
Mhm.
against that guy with that head of steam coming at you. Get
Yes,
out of the
sir.
way. Get out
Oh,
of
yeah.
the way.
Oh, yeah.
All right, JD, where do you have your pick going this week, JD?
Oh, man. So, looking at everything, checked out Teja's out there. And, of course, him having Shakir 40-plus receiving yards. I do believe that it happened. Kincaid 25-plus receiving yards. I do agree with that one. Total points under 58.5. I think it's pretty easy. Allen 10-plus carries. I told you that was the only one that was concerned to me. But then he says, getting sneaky. I could kind of see it like, wow, I'm a little shocked by that one. Worthy 40-plus receiving yards, $25 to $200. I like that. Marcus Championship on yours, Chiefs money line. I do like that. Kincaid 25-plus receiving yards, without a doubt. Kelsey 5-plus catches. I definitely agree with that. Worthy 40-plus receiving yards, absolutely. Hunt 25-plus rushing yards, $25 to 150. For this week, because of it's going to be in Kansas City. Okay, the crowd's going to be a huge factor in this game. I like the hot hand who's going for the gusto. I'm gonna go with Teja right now because he's looking to get more money off the $25 200 bet. I'm going to go for that. And that's the only reason I'm winning. But Marcus, I like your bet too. I like both these bets. I think these both are championship bets. This is what this is. The road to the Super Bowl. So you can't go wrong with either one of them. But I like getting more money off the $25 than the 150. So I think Teja this week.
I went really safe this week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they ain't like you. The flu must have got to you. Like, yeah, let me go. Nah.
I was having fever dreams, and that honestly, I honestly dreamt about this bet. I was like, you know what? Let's go with this bet this week, and it ended up. I was, what's this going to be? And then I typed it in. I was like, oh, only 150. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll go with it. Dreaming about a betting ticket. That's a good dream.
Bet.
Let's see, man. I'm gonna check something out real quick.
What are you inputting this bet, JD?
No. I'm checking stat wise Josh Allen's carries throughout what he looks like.
Uh-oh. He's gonna go back on your bet, Tej.
What is this? Officiating review? What is this?
Yeah. So he's only had over 10 1, 2, 3, 4 times this season.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it though.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's gonna do everything. He's gonna do everything in his power, man, to make sure if anything is any question, he gonna put it on his back.
Ball's in his hands.
Absolutely, he's gonna take it. So that's a good bet. That's actually a good bet. So I'm gonna stick with it, man. Taze, you got it this week, man. You got it this week. But in my book, man, y'all both are winners. Both winning bets, man. They can go wrong with this.
And then our underdog picks for the week, pretty much the ones we've already talked about. Josh Allen, Tejas, 9.5 rushing attempts. Dalton Kincaid higher than 29.5 receiving yards. There was no 25 receiving yards. It was higher than 29.5 receiving yards. Again, our tight ends have gotten above this besides Will Dissly, which 24 yards in that week 5 game. And I always keep going back to Will Dissly, but that's it. That's the lowest amount of tight ends gotten against us this year. Travis Kelce, 5.5 catches. Couldn't do 5 catches on there, but 15 of the 19 playoff games, Travis Kelce's had 6 or more catches. So even that's a pretty big one too. And then Xavier Worthy, 39.5 receiving yards, 8 straight games of 40+ receiving yards for Xavier Worthy. So if you guys go to the link in the description, you guys can use promo code Chief Concerns, and you guys will get some bonus cash with your first time deposit of 10 smackaroos. So enjoy the playoffs this weekend with some Underdog fantasy.
Oh yeah. Looks good, man. What did the chat look, man? I get to see everybody in the chat tonight, so I'm going to go through and say what's up to everybody.
Jay, did you know Brian Schottenheimer? I know you knew Marty. Did you know Brian, the son?
No. His brother I knew. Dang, got it. What kind of thing is his name? But Brian, yeah, I not too familiar with him. Not too familiar with him. Sure, I probably met him a couple of times for sure, but I just. But having the name in itself, man, he might. I don't. Where was he at?
He was the OC. He was the OC for Dallas last year, and someone just said in the chat that King Motor City Cowboys just hired Brian to be their head coach.
Well, Jerry got in the house. He didn't want to go out nowhere. he wanted a yes man, but Schottenheimer shouldn't be that guy. I think he might have a little bit of some of the name to maybe challenge a little bit of it. I don't know.
Hopefully.
That is
it's an interesting hire for sure.
It is.
He didn't get interviewed by anybody else.
It's weird.
In-house. Jerry, I want somebody that is not going to challenge me, or at least knows how I operate around here. And I guarantee that he's had conversations with Jerry quite a few times during the season. I guarantee it. Before then, just answer some questions for me. What about it, Brian? What do you think? Jerry, this is what I think. What are we doing offensively? How Dak looks? What we're going to try to get to Lamb? All this. I'm sure that's what it was. So
I'm sure there was a lot of, you're right, Jerry. Said.
Yes, man, right. That's just what it is.
I wouldn't do that to you, Jerry.
Yeah.
Well, the report I read earlier was that his son really wanted Schottenheimer. Jerry was really wanted Dion. That was who Jerry wanted. Jerry wanted Dion. But in the end, I guess the son won in the end.
I think Dion knows, man. Dion knew it wasn't going to work with Jerry up there. You talking about two egos. There's no way that would work. As much as Jerry's sitting there saying he wants it and all of that, ain't no way it's going to be able to happen. Dion be ready to leave out there the first year.
What did you make of the Pete Carroll to Raiders? You like that move for the Raiders?
Is that who the Raiders got, Pete Carroll?
Yeah, head coach.
Huh.
It's it's probably one of the oldest head coaches in a division ever, man.
I was going to say, he has to be, man. Pete is what? Pete has got to be, 70-something?
73, I believe, yeah.
Yeah. Shoot.
Andy Reid and Carroll are going to go for the early bird special when they're in town.
Andy's a young buck compared to Pete.
Yeah, Andy will just go for the early bird and then the late birds. That's different. That's just his appetizer. Yeah, I'll go with you. I mean, I'll go back later on. It's not my dinner, but I'll go.
Man. I get it though, man. I do. I get it. You know what? As soon as they were sitting over here and they were inquiring about Belichick, I think that's what they were trying to right the ship with an older guy that put in some culture and whatnot on how to win. And they wanted to get away from like some of this young mindset, if you will, getting close to players. Like in Pizza, he's a player's coach, and he'll get something out of those guys. But it ain't gonna matter, man. If we ain't got nobody throwing the football, I don't care who you got. That's the problem. So
what about your boy Gino?
What, bring him down there to the Raiders?
Yeah.
If I was Gino, I'd stay as far away as I possibly could from that. I would. You had to bring a young guy, man, from college who only knows what he knows for that position, or a guy like
Both. Russ
who
will
work out there. I was going to even say, man,
I think Fields would work out there too.
Fields would work.
Just let Fields run wild for them, dude. What I mean,
that'd be a great one. If they got Fields out there, it'd be great.
Hell, get Russ and Fields. Just take both Steelers quarterbacks. Oh man,
yeah. But you don't think it's gonna make a difference as far as where the Raiders sit in the division?
What, getting Pete Carroll?
Yeah, is it that big of a deal for them? Could it be a big culture change for them having him there?
They still gonna be at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, it's just
tough division, man.
It is. You just need the pieces. That they don't have the pieces. So Denver has found, now all of a sudden you got established coaches who've got pretty much kind of their culture. It was good for Justin Herbert to have what's the name to come in? Harbaugh, but even they struggling for guys. Who you got to go get some more offensive dudes. Sorry, can't rely on anybody. Your defense is pretty much, put together. But yeah, the Raiders, man, there's too many pieces, too many problems. It's just that's where it's at right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting day. And also Robert Saleh went back to San Francisco, be their DC.
I saw that.
So, yeah, interesting day as far as coach movement around the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron Glenn's up there in what's the name too?
Jets, yep.
So I'm happy for him.
Which means all this movement means our coaching will probably stay the same.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not so fast. New Orleans still hasn't hired a head coach yet. And New Orleans did interview. I don't know if they did interview Spags. I remember they were interested in him. But JD, if all stays the same, obviously another win. Selfishly, as us Chief fans, another win for us, being able to keep our coaching staff the same going into next year.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. It'd be great. So you said New Orleans, is that the only one that's open? New Orleans, and then what's the name of 2, right? Jacksonville?
No, they hired Liam Cohen, the OC for the Buccaneers.
Oh, did they? Okay. See,
a lot of drama behind that too. You want to tell him about that, Marcus?
What's the deal?
He initially said no when he interviewed. He said he's going to go back to Tampa. Tampa was going to make him the highest paid OC. He said yes verbally. A day later, the owner told Cohen, "I'll fire Trent Baalke, the GM. Would that do it for you? You can pick your own GM." And so he takes a flight back to Jacksonville. Doesn't tell Tampa that he's doing that. And allegedly, he told Todd Bowles that he was. Or he told the Tampa brass that he was taking his kid to get seen by a doctor or something. But then he ended up signing with Jacksonville.
Isn't that crazy? You call him on the phone, Todd Bowles calling like, "Man, how's your son doing?" And he sees him on ESPN like, "Hey, just accepted the job." Cameras. Like it's SOB. I'd be daggone. Well,
dirty.
Yeah,
everyone's just got to look out for themselves, man.
Yeah, man. Just tell the guys, like, look, man, coach, listen, I got an offer I can't refuse. Got a position to be the head coach, so you should be happy for me.
But continuity, I think that's one thing that doesn't really get talked about a lot when it comes to the Chiefs, is the continuity, familiarity of the people in the building. And usually with the Patriots dynasty, for example, the beginning of it, right? Romeo gets poached, Charlie Weiss gets poached. That staff kind of breaks up, and Bill builds from within. But this staff, I mean, Doug gets poached. That was before Mahomes. Nagy
Yeah.
gets poached, and then EB sticks around, and he never gets poached. But we know what his story. Nagy comes back, and all the while Spags has stayed here all along. Nagy's come and gone. Now he's back. I mean, the familiarity and continuity is kind of what makes this team so special and different compared to past dynasties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. Continuity does matter for sure. That's the question is like, shoot, when do you get to a point of breaking up the band? Who's going to do it? Like, hey, Spags is probably without a doubt, the most important piece as far as what we need as far as on defense and stuff, right? I mean, it's his thing. I think it's his baby that's been doing a lot of good stuff, good work out there. And having this scheme, those guys understand it. They just gotten better and better every single year. Every single year. So, but we've seen offenses with Nagy coming in. Bieniemy was here. Like, you see those guys. You got PM15, man. That's the only weapon you need.
Do you see this lasting like much longer? Let's say, knock on wood, we get the three-peat, come back next year, potentially, run it back again for the four-peat. How much longer do you see this happening? The same stable, the same continuity continuing each and every year before some team finally says, you know what, screw this. I want Spags or I want Nagy. At what point is the team going to say, I mean, three back-to-back and before someone poaches? I mean, that's crazy.
Man, I mean, both of them have found out that the grass ain't green on the other side. Okay, they've been in head coaching positions before,
True.
And so they know what it's like. They know what that feels like. Trying to deal with that, man, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. So I don't know. I can't answer that question. Just don't know. Maybe once you get here, you're just happy. Like, hey, man, we found a home. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, of course, they both want to be head coaches. I mean, I think that's the goal for all these guys, but it's a tough balance because you want to pick the right place, right? You don't want to just leave a good situation for anything, but you're also kind of, you're not the cream of the crop young name anymore, so you also can't just have your pick of any job either. So it's a tough position to be in.
Yeah. And then you got to get your staff together too. That's another thing. Like, shoot.
Yeah, because any guy he wants to bring with him from that staff might get promoted from within. So it's like, well, hold on. They might stick around for a year and maybe be D coordinator next year.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Begins because, Spags goes elsewhere. He wants to bring so-and-so to be his DC or OC, and that's within our, our running backs coach or, DB coach. And he takes them, and that's where the poaching begins. And it's like, once that first domino falls, I mean, who knows what could happen to the coaching staff as far as like how deep it runs through with, guys leaving and then taking others with them.
Yeah.
But we're as right now, New Orleans hasn't hired their head coach yet. And I know they love them Chiefs players, Willie Gay, Matthew. They've brought in Daniel Sorensen in the past, Tano K-Pass, bunch of guys. But hopefully Spags, they don't bring him over either. So, but right now, happy that it seems like we'll be bringing back our entire staff next year. So it's good. It's good stuff. Start off 2025 just right.
Yeah. They might just be waiting at the Super Bowl's over to do that. So
true.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, with the Saints being the only team left. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure Dave could probably run the defense if that becomes the case. Dave deserves a shot.
Yeah. I mean, he's done phenomenal with our DBs, so yeah, why not?
Mm-hmm. He could definitely do it.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Well, that does it for us. Thank you guys for putting up with my horrible voice tonight. I really appreciate y'all. I was happy to be back on with you guys tonight. But yeah, we'll see you guys. So, JD, you have a dinner Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna be able to get on the post game show after the fact? Or no?
I'll let you know. We'll
TB?
see. Yeah, to be determined. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
If we
we'll
win,
see.
he'll be on. If we lose, you won't.
there's no if, Tej.
Come on either way. It wouldn't even matter. But
If we lose, he'll be there at the dinner table looking at mock drafts already.
no. My wife is sitting there like, hey, when can the season be over? When can I get you back? I'm like, don't worry, sweetie. We got a few more weeks. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, a few more weeks. We roll to 2 shows a week, not 4 shows a week.
But all right, fellas, listen, I love you guys. Hey, everybody in here, glad y'all came in to come check us out. We're gonna make sure we're gonna keep this money rolling. Put some money in your pocket. You better bet on the Chiefs, man, because they're gonna win. Okay. Hey, no knees, no shaky knees. Get your backbone straight. No Don Knotts. I don't want to see nobody out there. Guns falling apart on the rest of Don. What's the one movie he was out like that? But yeah, Three's Company. Yeah, that was a lot of people on that. But Hannah, Kevin Mars, Delos Guerrero, Greg Rose, Hearts and Rose, it's good to see you. I'm glad you came out today. The Barbershop, Mike Brennan. Who else is in here? Chiefs again, Ginger Girl. Oh, Chiefs again said, I'm nervous. No, don't be nervous. There's Sweetie right there. Kevin Mars, Double A, Drew Brucey, Baco 87. Haven't seen that name before. Charles Driver. Clutch Code is in here. Big Mo, I seen you in here as well. Who else we got in here? I've never seen that name. Baco. Don Peterson, good to see you. Demetrio Spence. Who else we got in here? Chief Fan 211. Chiefs Dynasty Easy 3P. I love it. Let me see what else we got. Man, that's pretty much it. Witchy Hall. I didn't say your name. How'd I miss you, Witchy? A hippie Cripriot. Nana Sherry is here in the house as well. Sid McBride, Jay Brown. Listen, good to see you all as always. Gentlemen, y'all take care. We will talk about it. We will see each other on Sunday. Obviously, we're going to be talking about some of these things for sure. But we know these picks are going to come in. Make y'all some money. Tage got some money out there for you. Mark's got some money out there for you. And also, too, the Underdogs bet. Make sure you get that in there, too, man. They got some money out there for you this week. So, hey, this be a good time. Get the money together for the Super Bowl, right? If you want to throw a Super Bowl party, be ready.
Don't do it and bet instead.
Yeah. So, make sure you put that money
Whatever
in
you're
your
going to
pocket.
spend on a Super Bowl party, don't. And bet instead. No, I'm kidding.
Galius Agredo said, "I'm putting my pick in now. Thank you, JD. All right, thank you. Thank the Dash brothers for it, man. They're the ones that the brains for all of this. So, Witchy, I know Witchy, you always here. I know it. Thank you so much for showing up, Witchy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Witchy's a trooper.
Yes, for sure. But listen, you all, listen. Eric Brown, he's in here too. Del Monte Green Beans in here as well. See, a lot of people I see. But listen, look, y'all take care. Okay. Y'all have a great night. Love you, brothers. Marcus, I'm glad that you are better. You're back on your feet, man. That's what we need. We need you to get up. Get up, Marcus. Get up, baby.
I rally, baby. I rally for championship weekend.
That's it. So no nerves, baby. We're going straight at it. That's what it is. So let's go. Got the fatigues on. We ready for war. Ready?
Go. Let's do it.
War. All right, fellas. Listen, love you guys. Okay.
Love you guys. Have a good night, everybody. See you Sunday, everybody.
Later.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.